The nature of sudden enlightenment originally has no defilement, and the self-gnostic nature without bewilderment is originally complete. If one practices by this understanding, it is called Zen. It is also called God's immaculate meditation. Cultivating one thought after another will, without doubt, result in 100,000 meditative absorption, which is the same law that has been transmitted since ancient times. After sudden enlightenment, one should cultivate oneself gradually. The relationship between these is like two wheels of a vehicle. One cannot exist without the other. Some people insist that mind cultivating should be best accomplished by immovable thing, by controlling body and mind, like a stone and a weed. They call this meditation. But this is a very wrong concept, and they do not understand the fact that the nature of the good and the bad is originally void. Killing, stealing, adultery, and deluded speaking are raised from our self-nature. As long as you contemplate and re-examine this rising with great awareness, then rising is not the rising, since the one in itself who rises a thought is already void and tranquil. What else can you cut? Therefore it is said, do not be afraid of the coming of delusion, rather be alert for your tardiness of awakening. Awaken as soon as thought comes. As soon as awakened, immediately nothing remains. Therefore, for the enlightened man, all various unnatural bewilderments become the most marvelous desert. As long as the confusion is rootless, the three empty space-flowered worlds are like smoke before the wind, and the illusory six sense roots are like melting ice in hot water. If you cultivate, contemplate, and re-examine every thought in this way, without negligence, while upholding serenity and wisdom equally, then like and dislike will finally diminished, and instead the compassionate wisdom will be naturally augmented. Like the moon shining in the middle of the sky and appearing in each and every pond, immeasurable applications will follow each and every being. So what is it that these old, wise and holy ones transmitted? What are they talking about? Is it different or is it the same? We're all children of our times. If it were true, the true mind would be self-gnostic without having knowledge, which differs from vegetables and trees, since it has steady thinking, is omnipresent, luminous, and it sees the outer perspectives without hatred or delight, but with emptiness and brightness. Being self-gnostic without knowledge is the true mind, because it knows without knowledge. It cannot be different than the mind of a sage. Again, the deluded mind is attached to being, when it is and attached to non-being, and does not know the golden mean. If that is truly the true mind, you would not fall into either being nor into non-being, whether it is or is not, and you would always abide in the golden mean. But the deluded mind is not the same as this. Here, the truth and delusions are two different things. The true mind is the steady and unchangeable mind. The deluded mind is the unsteady and changeable mind. Everyone has his own divine radiance, which is as transparent as empty space and as omnipresent. For ordinary knowledge, it is called reason. For the sake of activities of spirits, it's expediently called the true mind, because there is no discrimination at all when the true mind is faced with karmic conditions. It would not be perplexed, because there is no thought to eliminate or invite. And since omnipresent truth, whatever it faces, it would not be changed by 10,000 outer perspectives. How often are we trapped in the far, far away outer perspectives? We are so concerned what happens in the world. Millions of news, billions of information, and it confuses, so we fall out of our very own center and chasing the good and the bad. We are looking for the good and the bad outside. How silly. So if the mind still is not moved at all, then the mind has become unhindered, just like the white ox, free in the open field, not damaging the crops. That is the reason why from long ago there have sometimes been ones who cursed Buddha and God and reviled the patriarchs in order to bring their minds in accord with their understanding by re-examining it under these conditions. However, some students who just began to study without knowing their distance from the truth and revealing the patriarchs, which is just premature cunning. Facing the outer perspectives with a deluded mind entails having knowledge with which one either agrees or goes along with, or disagrees and goes against. Then greed, hatred, and ignorance are raised. Since the three poisonous minds are already raised, then you would know clearly that is the deluded mind. So a patriarch said, mind disease comes from conflict, whether you go along or you go against. So re-examine very clearly. And we need to be brave to see and meditate upon the things we like and dislike. There is a hidden treasure deep down. And we try a lot, we try to say it's rational to excuse our hatred or to excuse our dislike. So it's a lot of self-control. It means we have to discipline body and mind. So discipline means everything stays in order. And this means to cultivate the body and mind eagerly and unchaotically. It also implies protection, that is, righteously upholding the conduct of your vows. Disallow the 6 bad feelings. Control the 3 poisonous minds. Awaken, be alert, and keep it pure. Then, if all is done, we call it maintaining discipline. Thank you very much.